is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Nasha Sherman and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. A new coat of asphalt now lies in the heart of Miami Beach after a rainbow crosswalk was removed over the weekend. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner spoke with residents and city leaders about the change.
Today, the rainbow crosswalk is gone, but I want you to take a good look at everything around me. From the trash cans you see there to the rainbow flags hanging between the palm trees. Community members said they will continue to push back in ways just like this.
I knew there was talk about it, but I didn't think it would happen.
Laura Vento walks on Ocean Drive every morning, right past this intersection on 12th Street that up until Sunday had a rainbow crosswalk.
I love people in general, and so to me, it was just a symbolism of unity.
She doesn't understand why state workers came in and ripped up the bricks. And this Miami Beach resident is upset it was done without warning.
They could have made the city more aware because we probably could have protested against it, as well as provide proof of why we do need that here to show representation.
The state called for the removal of all rainbow crosswalks and street art across Florida, saying the roads need to be consistent and without distraction or risk losing state funding. Miami Beach lost their appeal on Friday. So without warning, Commissioner Alex Hernandez said workers with the Florida Department of Transportation came in and started digging up the rainbow bricks.
To use safety as a cover for intolerance is sickening, and even more sickening, it's the waste of the taxpayers' dollars. An army of people on a Sunday on overtime removing these bricks that symbolized inclusivity for all people.
At an unrelated event this morning, we asked the mayor of Miami Beach about the rainbow crosswalk. He said that he also found out about it just yesterday and that he voted for the appeal. In Miami Beach, Morgan Reiner, CBS News, Miami.
Always tracking, always alerting. This is Next Weather.
Storms are in the forecast today, but the big story is the tidal flooding.
Yeah, we've been seeing that the last few days. It's the king tides, Anaja, every year this time of year. We get that. And in fact, it makes it worse that we've had this very strong easterly wind that has been coming in. It's just kind of allowing for all this to push along the shore here. So every high tide cycle, we've been dealing with at least some moderate flooding here. You can see on our next weather radar just a few clouds here, and that easterly wind is going to continue to promote showers that fly in off the breeze. Now, once they turn into thunderstorms, really, we've been seeing them across inland areas, so not much in the way of any significant rainfall for the rest of the evening. I think we're looking pretty good. A few showers, keep the umbrella handy, and I think that'll be the case for tomorrow. But you know, this pattern tends to favor overnight showers as well, so watch the clock here as we head through tonight between 1 and 2 a.m. It's those showers that come in, and sometimes these can get a little robust and you'll hear a little bit of thunder and then they'll push out of the way, and then we'll just kind of re-rack and set things up all over again as we head into tomorrow and for the next few days. More high tide flooding. I'll show you the latest numbers coming in. And yes, we do have a depression forming in the East Atlantic. That will be our next TD, but also our next named storm likely. I'll show you the track. Scattered storms for this week. The culprit boundary and also this low flow around it has been pushing that east wind along with plenty of moisture along with it. And at times we've had those gusty winds which coincide with the times of high tide, which we had once again this morning. More additional flooding. We will peak though with that as we head into the middle part of the week. We'll get a little bit better as we'll pass this full moon cycle that we're in. So there's next weather rain tracker for the overnight hours and then heading into your Saturday or tomorrow. Goodness, wouldn't it be nice to get another Saturday? Here's your Tuesday afternoon, showers and even a few thunderstorms coming in off the water. This will continue again east to west. That's that flow we are going to continue to persist with, and that is the case as we head through Tuesday night and into Wednesday as well. Kind of the same setup. It looks like a repeat here, right? It's exactly what's going to be happening. So in the tropics, we have that TD that's getting its act together here. It's just kind of inching up as far as development. It looks very healthy right now. I don't see anything that wouldn't prevent this from becoming a tropical storm Jerry the next few days. Now, do we have to worry about it? Not the European model. That is still very consistent heading up to the north as a weaker system. Now this is new, right? Bay of Campeche this time of year, broad circulation over Central America can sometimes spawn some activity, and that is something Mexico is going to be looking at closely for the potential of late week heavy rain. So here is back to that system that continues. You see how disorganized it is, right? And then heads up towards the eastern part of the Caribbean through the early part through the late part of this week and heading into the weekend. I don't see it as a threat for us. It is just going to head up to sea. Here's your forecast for the next 7 days. Temperatures staying in the 80s with rain chances about 50 to 60%.
Ivan, thank you. The last day to visit the Miami Seaquarium as we know it is this Sunday. The theme park will close for redevelopment next week. The facility is in bankruptcy and selling its lease to Resilient Aquarium LLC. The group will redevelop the property on Virginia Key. A statement by the Seaquarium states the facility will be modernized in a manner that respects the history of the site. A death investigation in Liberty City. Tonight, Miami police are trying to determine if a man there was killed by dogs. CBS News Miami's Peter Dinch spoke to that man's sister just an hour ago.
This case right now is a mystery. Miami police tell us the man who died here may have suffered injuries caused by the dogs after his death. Now, we obtained a photograph of that man from his sister. She said he was 38 years old. His name was Michael. She said he lived in the home with the 11 dogs. She said nearly all of them were puppies. She told me she has a lot of questions about what happened, and she spoke to us about her brother.
A sweet individual, the nicest heart, loving father of 5, hard worker, very ambitious. Strong, courageous, very helpful. No matter what it is you needed, he was able to help any and everyone.
Miami-Dade Animal Services tells us that they confiscated 11 dogs here, and they say right now it's not been determined if the dogs are involved in any way with his death. In Liberty City, Peter Dinch, CBS News, Miami.
A fire at a recycling facility in Northwest Miami-Dade is under investigation. It happened along Northwest North River Drive and 33rd Street. That's not far from Miami International Airport. It is unclear what caused the fire, but we did learn this same facility caught fire back in April. In Marathon, a home was damaged by fire last night. These are pictures sent to us by Monroe County Fire Rescue. It happened on Yellowtail Drive off Aviation Boulevard. Fortunately, no one was home. The cause of the fire is under investigation. The woman arrested for disorderly conduct at the management office of the Li'l Abner mobile home park in Sweetwater will have to wait a little longer to go on trial. Vivian Hernandez's trial was supposed to begin today, but it was pushed to next week. She faces 3 misdemeanor charges. If she is found guilty, she could spend nearly a year in jail. She was arrested last December in a rough police takedown. She says she was inside the management office voicing her concerns about the redevelopment and ongoing demolition of the mobile home park. The Supreme Court rejected an appeal from Ghislaine Maxwell. This morning, the justices declined to take up the case. Lawyers for Maxwell argued that she never should have been tried or convicted for her role in luring teenage girls to be sexually abused by Jeffrey Epstein. She is serving a 20-year prison sentence. When we come back, ready for riders. An Epic Universe roller coaster is back open weeks after a rider died. The changes made before it reopened. Next. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Universal Orlando reopened its Stardust Racers roller coaster over the weekend. It is weeks after a guest died after going on the ride. The reopening comes with safety adjustments across all Universal Orlando parks. There are now more rider requirements and new wording. It covers topics including guests using wheelchairs. 32-year-old Kevin Zavala was found unresponsive in his seat on September 17th. He was later pronounced dead at the hospital. He had a pre-existing spinal injury. It is unclear whether that contributed to his death. The county medical examiner determined that he died accidentally from multiple blunt impact injuries. The ride had been closed since the incident. Next month, voters in several Miami-Dade cities will be voting in elections. There are mayoral races and issues to decide. And if you aren't registered to vote ahead of next month, time is running out. CBS News Miami's Steve Majiri has what you need to know.
There are about 39,000 ballots being mailed out from election headquarters today, and you have until the 23rd to get one of these. But first things first, you have to register to vote, and today's the deadline. About 1.2 million people have already registered to vote here in Miami-Dade County. And here's why you should vote this year. Miami, Miami Beach, and Hialeah are holding mayoral elections. The first batch of mail-in ballots went out of election headquarters at about 10:30. The county also just updated its more than 1,000 voting machines. The supervisor of elections says these new machines can process ballots faster. The county will be shipping out these mail-in ballots through the post office throughout this month, so be sure to keep an eye out for them in the mail. Election Supervisor Alina Garcia says the number of mail-in voters hasn't really changed much. She says the method is convenient and gives voters options on how they'd prefer to cast their ballot.
When you get your ballot at home, you have more time to reflect and see who the candidates are, and if there are any ballot questions, you can study them. So that's a wonderful way to vote.
When you get one of those mail-in ballots, you can either mail it back in, take it to an early voting site, or you can drop it off here at election headquarters. But again, you must register to vote first. The deadline to do that is midnight tonight if you do it online. In Doral, Steve Majiri, CBS News, Miami.
Happening tonight, the moon will appear slightly larger and brighter during what is known as a supermoon. October's supermoon is the first of 3 this year. It happens when a full moon is closer to Earth in its orbit. NASA says that makes the moon look up to 14% bigger and 30% brighter than the faintest moon of the year. You can see a supermoon without special equipment if the skies are clear. And that does it for your CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami, and have a great day.